The onset of the Great Depression in 1929 left the American economy in ruins, with unemployment rates soaring and industrial output halved. The election of Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1932 brought a sense of cautious optimism, as he promised a New Deal for the American people, a series of experimental projects and programs aimed at restoring economic health. Crafting the New Deal. Roosevelt's New Deal was multifaceted, encompassing a wide range of initiatives designed to address various aspects of the economic crisis. Key among these were the Emergency Banking Relief Act, which sought to stabilize the banking sector, and the Tennessee Valley Authority, TVA, a project that aimed at modernizing the South's economy through flood control, electricity generation, and agricultural development. The New Deal also introduced significant regulatory reforms. The Securities Act of 1933 and the Securities Exchange Act of 1934 were designed to restore investor confidence in the financial markets by curbing deceitful practices and mandating transparency. The establishment of the Social Security system in 1935 provided a safety net for the elderly, the unemployed, and the disabled, marking a fundamental shift in government's role in economic welfare. The impact on American society. The New Deal's reach extended beyond mere economic recovery, fostering profound changes in American society. It reshaped the federal government's relationship with its citizens, establishing a precedent for governmental responsibility and ensuring the welfare of its populace. Cultural Renaissance. Programs like the Federal Writers Project and the Federal Art Project, part of the Works Progress Administration, WPA, not only provided employment to artists, writers, and actors but also enriched the American cultural landscape. These initiatives captured the essence of American life during the Depression, creating a rich tapestry of art and literature that served to document the era and provide solace to a battered nation. A shift in the political landscape. The New Deal Coalition, an alliance of blue-collar workers, African Americans, the urban middle class, and the Southern whites, redefined the Democratic Party, making it the majority party for the first time since the Civil War. This coalition fundamentally altered American political dynamics, ensuring Democratic dominance in national politics for decades. Leadership during World War II. Roosevelt's presidency is also defined by his adept leadership during World War II, demonstrating strategic foresight and a commitment to principles that would shape the post-war world. His articulation of the four freedoms and the decisive role played by the United States in the Allied victory underscored a vision for a world founded on democratic values and collective security. Roosevelt's leadership during this era not only contributed to the successful prosecution of the war but also laid the groundwork for the United Nations and the modern international order. Cr. Mobilizing the economy. Roosevelt's call to arms transformed the American economy, with factories shifting from producing consumer goods to war materials. The war effort led to unprecedented levels of employment and industrial output, effectively ending the Great Depression. Women entered the workforce in droves, marking the start of significant social change regarding gender roles in America. The Four Freedoms. In his 1941 State of the Union address, Roosevelt articulated the four freedoms: freedom of speech, freedom of worship, freedom from want, and freedom from fear, as fundamental principles worth defending. These ideals not only justified American involvement in World War II but also laid the groundwork for the post-war order, influencing the creation of the United Nations and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Fourth term and legacy. Roosevelt's election to an unprecedented fourth term in 1944 underscored the American public's trust in his leadership. However, his failing health cast a shadow over his final years in office. His death in April 1945 marked the end of an era, but his policies and vision continued to shape American and global politics. The United Nations and the post-war order. Roosevelt's vision for a post-war world where nations worked together to ensure peace and prosperity led to the creation of the United Nations. His belief in international cooperation as a means to prevent future conflicts remains one of his most enduring legacies. The criticisms and controversies. While Roosevelt's presidency is often lauded for its achievements, it was not without its controversies and criticisms. The decision to intern Japanese Americans during World War II, the court packing plan, and the perceived inadequacies of some New Deal measures in addressing structural inequalities are critical aspects of his tenure that invite scrutiny and debate. These elements of Roosevelt's presidency highlight the complexities and challenges of leading a nation through times of unprecedented crisis. L. Court packing plan. Roosevelt's proposal to expand the Supreme Court, ostensibly to make it more efficient, was seen by many as an attempt to fill the court with justices who would support his New Deal policies. This move damaged his reputation and was seen as an overreach of executive power. Roosevelt's personal challenges and triumphs. Roosevelt's battle with polio, which left him paralyzed from the waist down, did not diminish his resolve. His ability to lead the country through its darkest hours, despite his personal challenges, endeared him to the American public and made his achievements all the more remarkable. Eleanor Roosevelt, partner in Presidency. Eleanor Roosevelt's role transcended the traditional expectations of a First Lady, embodying the New Deal spirit through her advocacy for civil rights, social justice, and humanitarian causes. Her tireless efforts to address societal inequalities and her pivotal role in shaping the Universal Declaration of Human Rights cemented her legacy as a vital partner in Roosevelt's presidency and a key figure in American history. Institutional and policy legacy. Roosevelt's tenure significantly expanded the role and scope of the federal government, establishing a new paradigm for American governance. The New Deal programs created an expectation among Americans that the government not only could but should intervene in the economy to mitigate the effects of economic downturns and to provide a safety net for the most vulnerable. This legacy of governmental responsibility for economic and social welfare has informed debates on public policy ever since, influencing the development of programs like Medicare and Medicaid in the 1960s and the Affordable Care Act in the 21st century. Civil rights movement prelude. While Roosevelt's record on civil rights was complex and sometimes contradictory, his administration took steps that laid the groundwork for the civil rights movement. The Fair Employment Practices Committee, established to prohibit racial discrimination in the defense industry, marked the federal government's first significant intervention against racial discrimination in employment. Moreover, the involvement of African Americans and other minorities in World War II, often in roles that challenged traditional racial hierarchies, fostered a sense of entitlement to full citizenship rights, fueling post-war civil rights activism. International relations and the United Nations. Roosevelt's vision for a post-war world was instrumental in the creation of the United Nations. His belief in the importance of international cooperation for maintaining peace and security led to the establishment of an organization that, despite its flaws and failures, has played a crucial role in mediating international conflicts, promoting human rights, and providing humanitarian aid. Roosevelt's legacy in international relations is a testament to his foresight and commitment to a world governed by rules and norms rather than by the might of arms. Economic and social welfare policies. The principles underpinning the New Deal have continued to influence American social welfare policies. Roosevelt's administration demonstrated that government intervention could be beneficial and that economic and social policies could be used proactively to prevent widespread suffering. This legacy is evident in the continued debates over the role of government in providing healthcare, education, and social services, and in the ongoing efforts to reform and expand the social safety net. Public memory and historical assessment. Roosevelt's presidency is often remembered as a time of bold experimentation and significant achievement. Historians and the public alike have praised his leadership through the Depression and World War II, his efforts to expand the social safety net, and his role in establishing the United Nations. However, his administration has also been criticized for its failures, including the internment of Japanese Americans and the compromises made on civil rights issues. Despite these criticisms, Roosevelt remains a towering figure in American history, frequently ranked among the greatest American presidents for his leadership, vision, and the profound changes he wrought in American society and governance. In examining Roosevelt's legacy, it is clear that his presidency was a watershed moment in American history. It not only navigated the United States through two of its most challenging periods but also reshaped the American government, economy, and society in ways that continue to influence the country today. Roosevelt's ability to enact wide-ranging reforms, to lead with optimism and determination, and to envision a more cooperative international order has left an indelible mark on the world. While his tenure was not without its flaws and controversies, the overall impact of his leadership, on domestic policies, civil rights, and international relations, speaks to a legacy of profound and lasting change. Conclusion. Franklin D. Roosevelt's presidency ushered in a new era of American governance, characterized by an expanded role for the federal government in economic management, social welfare, and international affairs. The New Deal's comprehensive approach to addressing the Great Depression, combined with strategic leadership during World War II, redefined the United States' position on the global stage and its internal social contract. Despite the controversies and challenges, Roosevelt's tenure remains a defining period in American history, marked by profound changes that continue to influence the nation's political, social, and economic landscape.